Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome back to Minecraft, a beginner's guide. And we're going to be talking about how to fix lag in Minecraft today. Several people noticed how laggy and slow my computer was. So how slow is it? Well, if you press F3 when you're in Minecraft, you will see not only F3 is great to give you all kinds of other information, but it will also give you the frames per second. Now, part of this presentation, it's going to cut off the right side of that screen. That's because I did a complete video with my face live with me recording, and I didn't have the microphone on. It was not plugged in. Genius on my part. So I cut out my face, and that's why that's there. It's going to cut off some of the frames. So I apologize up front for that. So press F3, take a look at your FPS. So mine is 59. That was the high, and it kind of fluctuated, but that seemed to be about what it was going to peak at. So anything from 30 to 60 is considered low. Anything from 144 and above is considered fast. So my goal is to improve that number of 59. So if you're getting that kind of setting, you're going to have some slow play. So first thing you do, so that was step one, check it out. Then step two, update your operating system. You might as well go through the whole process, and this should be done once in a while anyway. And so I clicked on Windows Update, and sure enough, there was an update this month. I don't know. I thought I had it set up to automatically update. Maybe it was going to tonight. I don't know, but I'm going to force it to update. Also, there is one down below. So not only the update for Windows, there was also an optional quality update available. Well, of course, I'm going to do that too. So you just can't trust that this is doing it for you. All these updates just happen automatically. It'd be nice if they did. Even if you set up your computer to check for updates and install them automatically, it just seems like sometimes it doesn't happen, at least not on your schedule, which is a little frustrating sometimes. So I did that, and it updated that and installed Windows updates. 3, update your graphics driver. So if you just go to the search bar, lower left corner in Windows 10, and just type in Device Manager, and then you look for the display adapters, which is on the list, and you can see a little pop-up window that I have showing what I did. Didn't do this part live, but did it previously and took some screenshots. It will, if you find a display adapter and click on it, it will list the name of your graphics card. Mine is an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070. At the time, a few years ago, that was a pretty screaming fast graphics card. Now it's not so much. It's still okay though. I'm going to right click on it, and then you can just choose Update Driver. It gives you a couple choices. One is to go find the update manually yourself if you download it from the graphics card website. Mine would be nvidia.com, or you can let it search automatically, which I always do, and it will search for you. And as you can see with my little pop-up window, it says the best drivers for your device are already installed. And so I'm pretty much good there, and that's good to know. So my Windows is updated and my graphics driver is updated. That just makes sure I'm operating under the latest updates. Super important. All right. So remember that you can always just search for these things, and it's really easy to find. There are other ways, other shortcuts, but this is just the way I do it. So if you are familiar, also a little disclaimer, if you're playing on and working on someone else's computer, probably not wise to just do this without asking first. So make sure you get permission for that. Step 4, desktop apps. Close unnecessary apps that are always running in the background. Super annoying. Every time I install something, a new game especially, they want to be running on your computer all the time, especially with multiplayer and online games being so common, kind of the standard. So you can look at my list there. I've got Battle.net, which is Blizzard, so that's Diablo 4. I've got EA, Electronic Arts, and so that's my golf game and my soccer game and probably a few others. G-Hub is my steering wheel and my pedals. There's a few things on that list. I don't know, I have a phone link, Microsoft OneDrive. Most of that I don't need. Even Spotify doesn't need to be running all the time. I can just start that when I want to. So search for Task Manager. Select the Startup tab as the yellow arrow is showing you there, and then you can right-click and just change Enabled to Disabled. And so in this case, I think I decided to keep Microsoft OneDrive open because when I plug my phone in, it automatically uploads my photos and videos to my computer and a backup to Microsoft OneDrive. So I like that. I like having that running. I could probably disable it and do it myself manually, but that's one of these on the list that I kind of want to keep running. The others I'm going to disable for sure, and I'm hoping that's going to speed up my frame rate problem. So I'm a little shocked. I've got a pretty good computer running with a custom gaming computer that has 16 RAM and it's water cooled, lots of fans. Like I said, a pretty decent graphics driver, and I thought it was fast. But you can always speed up whatever system you have. You can always speed it up. Step 5: stop those background tasks from running. So in the Windows search box again, type msconfig. Okay, that's just short for Microsoft configuration. So msconfig, it opens up a systems configuration window, which you can see right there on the screen. And then you click on the services tab. It's the third one over. And make sure you check the box hide all from Microsoft at the bottom, because you just might find yourself disabling Windows or something else that your computer needs to run. So once you click hide all Microsoft services, click disable all, and then apply it, and then you're going to need to restart your computer. Now through this whole process, I think I had to restart my computer twice for those changes to take effect. Definitely worth the time to do that. So make sure you've saved everything. Make sure nothing's open that that you don't mind being closed on you. So far these steps are all pretty quick, just going through the process. And these are good things to be doing regularly anyway. So now the fun part, I get to after I do that, I get to jump into Minecraft and change the settings in the game itself. Perhaps some things that I really don't need. So decrease resolution. Maybe I'm playing on a really, really high resolution that I don't need all the fancy stuff. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that screen, reduce render distance, turn off VSync, make sure you're playing in full screen, and then check your FPS again when you're done with all of that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slide. I don't have Minecraft running. I was just trying to be as smooth as possible, right? So I didn't want to have any background games or other applications running. So this should actually load faster now that I did those steps that I've already done. And I'm going to slide that list over on my other monitor so I can just make sure I do those things in Minecraft. Excuse me, and don't forget anything. So while I let this thing load, you can see that this is, still not screaming fast, but it is loading. And then once it loads, I'm going to change those settings and see what happens. I'm super excited to see what happens with those numbers. I'll be really disappointed and discouraged if nothing changes. Just means I have a terrible computer. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into single player. So let's go straight into video settings. This is where probably everything is that I need. Everything else is fine. So video settings should do it, and then we'll get into lowering some of these things. So look at the very top here. I've got full screen resolution, and I'm at 800 by 600. Okay. Looks like it. So it slides. Usually you would think it would be low on the left and high on the right. In this case, way on the left is higher resolution, 1600. So this is how many pixels there are. So down here on the right, I'm 640 by 480. That's old school graphics. But that might be something that I want to just try. Since I'm going for maximizing my FPS, let's do that. And the Biome Blend 5x5, graphics fast. Reduces the amount of visible rain and snow. Transparency effects are disabled for various blocks such as leaves. So, oh, fancy is and then fabulous. So really it's not, it's fast, fancy, and fabulous. So fast is actually the slowest. So the way they word that. So that's all great if you want it to look pretty. But right now I'm just going for performance. So I'm going to put it on fast, which is actually slow, and then render distance. Even though I love to be able to see, way off in the distance in Minecraft. I don't think I can go all the way down to two chunks. I'm gonna go 12. That's below like average, and then my simulation distance is 12. My max frame rate, I had it on limited, so like 120. So let's just put it on unlimited, see what we can do. I'm not sure what bobbing is. Smooth lighting, I'm going to turn that off. I may not need that. Chunk builder, that looks like something that is also kind of a threaded. So that just talks about how fast the blocks rebuild or are built. So another kind of graphic thing. Threaded is the lowest. I'm going to keep that there. If VSync was on, I'm going to turn it off. I'm not sure about bobbing. I just don't know. I'll turn that off too. I don't even know what it is, so I'll turn it off. Clouds, fast, fancy, and off. Oh, fast, fancy, and off. There's not fabulous clouds, I guess. So I don't want them off. I want some clouds. I'll keep it on fast and full screen. So recommended full screen. Okay, so we're gonna go full screen, and I think we're good. Yeah. Still not sure the resolution, but I think I'll keep it the lowest, just the lowest setting, because I really want to see what I can get out of the frame rate. So let's just go ahead and go back into single player, and we'll see what happens. It's almost like drum roll, please. So let's go ahead and start. Name of my world, Mr. John's World, of course. Let's go ahead and load that thing up. And it should be in full screen mode, all those graphic settings. Now, I'm not really sure why it's showing in a small window on the screen here, but it is actually on a full screen. I have no idea why I did that. So I actually am looking at it, excuse me, in full screen. It recorded in a small window. I didn't have no idea why. The graphics. The graphics are definitely 1980s graphics. I mean, this is what it looked like when I played Doom back in 1980 something or 90. Maybe it was 90 something. But I'm getting 220, 239, 241. Look at those frame rates. Remember, I was 59. So right now I'm at 230, 244 is my high, and those are just from making those computer changes and those graphic changes in the game. But not really sure I can live with the low resolution is a little bit rough. So probably going to change that and see how that affects the frame rate. But look at 268, I think I hit. 269. 271, there's our high. 271. Frames per second is FPS, frames per second. So I went from 59 to 271. I am going to go back to video settings, and I just can't live with the worst resolution possible. So we'll change that. I mean, 1080 is probably where I want to be. I don't want to go all the way up, but maybe 1280. 1280 by 1280 by 720. I can play 1280 by 800. Let's try that. That's kind of in the middle-ish. Let's take a look at that. And I expect my frame rate to lower because now my resolution is better. So let's see, 272. Oh, 275. We just hit our high. This is with better graphics, but 275. That's great. It actually improved my, and look at how smooth and quick the response is. Like I'm amazed at how quickly I can wiggle side to side, look around. That is so amazing. I know for most of you, this is probably what you see all the time and probably better. But for me, okay, I didn't realize how laggy I was. I didn't even know it was laggy. But this is super smooth. So 275 was my high, 275. So remember, 144 frames per second and up is considered high, and I'm at 275. And I know people can get better on better computers, but 275 is pretty screaming fast, and all the graphics I think are just fine. Like the quality that I see, I don't need to change anything. I do not have any shaders or anything. This is vanilla Minecraft Java, which I'm perfectly fine with at this point. But the 275, I think I am super excited about. So if you haven't tried any of those steps, even though your frame rate might be good, couldn't hurt but to try it to see what you could get to. And I'd love to hear what your frame rates are. So if you want to post those below, I'd love to read what you're hitting, so I know how mine compares. Basically, is mine still average or is it pretty fast? But that was a pretty easy steps to take just to get that to go from slow to fast, and I'm really excited to play. So there's the update. I will catch you next time. For now, Mr. Johns is out.